Jesse, you ready to go with it? Okay. Came back to the park wrong.
Nobody else.
All right.
Oh, do you have anything? I'll give it to you at the end.
Yeah, that's fine, because I got to grab one of those.
Go outside, yes, no problem. Could you just look on the bottom right-hand side of the view counter? Yeah, thank you. And channel 1 should be bouncing a little bit, the top one. Okay, and it's not hitting the red, right? It's not going all the way over. Okay, all right. Everybody's good on audio check. Everything else like that? Good. Okay.
Okay, good afternoon. I'm Assistant Sheriff Brett Zimmerman, and I'm going to brief you on additional details as we know them today on the officer-involved shooting, which occurred on Wednesday, August 21st, 2019. This is OIS number 14 for 2019, and it's a non-fatal number 10. At the same time last year, we were at OIS number 16 and non-fatal number 8. The date, time, and type of call was on August 21st at 11:31 p.m., and it was an officer needs help emergency. Location of the OIS was on Dole Avenue, west of Decatur, which is in Las Vegas, Nevada, 89130, in our Northwest Area Command. You can see the scene to my left on the map. The time of the OIS where our shots were fired at approximately 11:31 p.m. Involved officer is Detective Austin Bone, B-O-N-E. He's 33 years old and has been with the LVMPD since September of 2009. He is currently assigned to the Convention Center Area Command, Tourist Safety Division. In this incident, Detective Bone was armed with a Glock 26 9mm handgun. The investigation revealed he fired 11 rounds during the incident. Detective Bone was off duty during this incident, therefore there was no body-worn camera available from him. Following this presentation, I will show you body-worn camera from responding units and the Ring doorbell video also. Our suspect number 1 is a Devon Allen. He's 27-year-old, black male adult, 6'1", 290 pounds. He's pictured to my left on the screen. Devon's criminal history includes prior arrests, robbery first and second degree, carjacking, grand theft, firearm/animal, possessing/receiving stolen property, CCW in a vehicle with prior felony conviction, carrying a loaded firearm in public, DUI, carrying a concealed dirk or dagger, obstructing a public officer, vandalism, several traffic misdemeanor charges also. Devon is wanted out of Arizona for extreme DUI, and he was booked in absentia due to his injuries. Suspect number 2 is a Marquand. The spelling is up there, Terrell Allen. He's a 25-year-old black male adult, 6 feet, 230 pounds. He's pictured to my left. Marquand's criminal history is he is a convicted felon out of California for robbery in 2013. He's also got priors for robbery, receiving known stolen property, theft, reckless driving, violation of parole, possession of controlled substance, registered convicted person, and robbery in 2013. Marquand is wanted out of California for robbery, and he was booked in absentia due to his injuries. Our suspect number 3 is a Jonathan Pennington. He is a 26-year-old black male adult, 6 feet, 200 pounds. Again, he's pictured to my left on the screen. Pennington's criminal history, he is a convicted felon out of California and Nevada for robbery in 2011, California, evading a peace officer and disregard of safety in 2012, California, possession of a controlled substance in 2017 in Nevada, and Pennington's prior arrests include possession of a controlled substance, transporting, selling narcotics, battery on a protected person, owning, possessing a gun by a prohibited person, false statement obstructing a public officer, battery, domestic violence, DUI, trespass, battery, numerous misdemeanor and traffic offenses. Pennington was taken into custody and booked into CCDC. Our other suspect is Crystal Garcia. She's a 21-year-old white female adult, 5'1", 125 pounds. She's pictured to my left. Her prior arrests include loitering with the intent for prostitution. Garcia was taken into custody and booked into CCDC. Suspect 5 is a Marquise Allen. He is a 25-year-old black male adult, 5'7", 189 pounds, and he's pictured to my left. He's a convicted felon out of California for robbery and grand theft from person, and his criminal history includes battery, assault with a deadly weapon, multiple counts of robbery, possession of stolen property, and he is still not in custody. The following charges will apply to all suspects that I just named. First is attempt murder. Second is battery with deadly weapon with substantial bodily harm, conspiracy to commit murder, conspiracy battery with deadly weapon with substantial bodily harm, robbery with deadly weapon, and conspiracy to commit robbery with a deadly weapon. The weapons related to the suspects were, they're both pictured, a Ruger 9E 9mm handgun. The magazine was found near the handgun on the sidewalk, and an ATG 25 caliber. This firearm was located in the suspect's vehicle, and the suspect's vehicle was a black Nissan Altima. Details of our OAS. On August 21st, 2019, 11:30 p.m., off-duty Detective Bone went to his vehicle outside of his residence to retrieve his wallet. Once outside, Detective Bone noticed his neighbor talking with a female, who was Crystal Garcia, by the gate to the entrance of the neighborhood. He then observed two black males looking over at the wall at his neighbor and the female. Detective Bone felt that his neighbor and the female might be in some sort of trouble or was going to be the victim of a crime. At that time, Detective Bone went inside his residence to retrieve his weapon and cell phone. As he was walking outside, he noticed a black sedan make a U-turn and drive towards the front gate. Detective Bone then walked out to try and get a license plate of the car when three black males see him and confronted him. The suspects tell Detective Bone he doesn't want any part of what is happening. And then one of the suspects charged Detective Bone and attempted to take him to the ground. Detective Bone was able to deflect the strike and push the male down to the ground instead. Detective Bone and the suspect then ended up in a physical altercation. Meanwhile, one of the other males produced a firearm and shot Detective Bone in the leg, breaking his femur and also grazing his shoulder. Detective Bone fell to the pavement, but was still able to draw his firearm. Detective Bone fired 11 rounds at the suspects, striking two of them. The two suspects who were shot by the officer were Devon Allen and Marquand Allen, who are brothers. After the shots were fired, the suspects ran south and got into the black Nissan Altima. At the same time, the neighbor ran to his nearby house and got in his vehicle. As the neighbor was exiting the development, the neighbor saw the black Nissan Altima on Decatur and thought a male was choking a female outside of the vehicle. As he got closer, he recognized the male and female as the suspects who had just robbed him. At that time, he saw a male walking towards him, aiming a firearm. The neighbor, who also had his firearm on him, fired 2 rounds, striking the black Nissan Altima. Both vehicles then fled the area. Detective Bone dialed 911 for help while he was lying on the ground. Shortly after the shootings, patrol officers arrived and provided medical attention to Detective Bone. Medical personnel responded and transported Detective Bone to UMC Trauma to be treated for his injuries. A short time later, the black Nissan Altima was observed by patrol officers in the downtown area command. As the officers attempted to stop the vehicle, 2 of the suspects ran from the car and were not immediately apprehended. Both of those suspects were later identified. Jonathan Pennington was taken into custody by our criminal apprehension team. The other suspect, Marquise Allen, has not been apprehended. 2 other suspects, Devon Allen and Marquand Allen, were found in the back seat of the Altima suffering from gunshot wounds. Both were transported to UMC Trauma. Crystal Garcia was also found inside of the Altima. During our investigation, detectives were able to determine that the suspects were in this neighborhood to commit a robbery against a person. It was first believed that Garcia, the female, was possibly a witness, but our investigation has determined that she conspired with the other suspects to commit a robbery against the victim who she met online. At the time of this brief, both Devon Allen and Marquand Allen are still at UMC where they are listed in stable condition. Detective Bone has been released from the hospital and is recovering from his injuries. We will now show footage from a Ring doorbell, body-worn camera footage from the first arriving patrol unit, and finally surveillance footage from a business in the downtown area command.
Hey, I'm an off-duty PO. I just got shot.
What's the street name?
Sun King. I fired my weapon. 10 shots. Black.
Okay, just give me a second.
Okay. On the wall, with the leg. No, stay inside.
Okay, just stand on that. Let me get medical on the line, okay?
They're still outside. I can.
Let me get you medical.
Fire, medical, what is the address of the emergency? Is it a house or apartment?
House.
Give me your address one more time. And what's your phone number you're calling from?
702.
Tell me exactly what happened.
I just got shot. I think 2 or 3 times in the right leg. I'm laying on the sidewalk outside of the gate.
X-ray 2. Person off-duty P number that advised he was shot. X-ray 13 says that way.
Control 1 is what lower, corners and hills, was coming, you can put this in silence.
X-ray 11. 24 officers says that way.
The address?
Address is... Pierre was shot 3 times in the leg.
So we'll make sure we have medical en route and holding short, please, and everybody take a deep breath on the way to this one.
371 copy.
Code 3BC 68, over on that too. Good code.
3DC 68 copy.
Hey, are you the P number? What's going on? 13. I'm out with the P number. Okay. Where's he at? Where's he? They took off northbound in a black four-door vehicle. Yeah, I know. Where did they go? They went northbound on the trailer. What's the vehicle number? What's the vehicle? 1065. 1065? That's the vehicle? No, that's my P number. Where are you shot at, dude? My right leg. Your right leg? Yep. Okay. Alright. Where's the suspect go? They took off.
Line, there's a Nissan Altima running away from us. I believe it's right hand northwest. Also shot.
Where's your location?
Southbound on 4. Southbound on 4, Force Fremont.
Copy the ground support.
You're running southbound on 4, Force Fremont. PMA, run, black pants, shirtless, PMA.
955 copy. Those are 3 units at 4th and Fremont.
Bigger 14 is headed.
Copy.
Let's go that way. They're running westbound towards 3rd.
Copy, running westbound towards 3rd.
We're with the car, Ogden and 4th Street. There's one PMA on the ground. Black shirt, We have a WFA in the car, another BMA.
Fourth and offense.
BMA last thing running was westbound. Red shirt, black pants. Another BMA, muscular built. No shirt, black pants.
Two outstanding BMA.
The car at 4th and Hawkins.
Right, copy.
We're going to be on 1507 Want to give me a description here, please?
BMA red shirt, black pants. A BMA muscular build, no shirt, black pants. Last team westbound.
You should watch. Can we notify security?
The subject appears to be injured.
The vehicle appear to be injured.
Copy. All guys medical.
The WFA that was in the car, we were taking her custody, said that everybody in the car is shot. We have 2 people in the vehicle, 2 BMAs not moving.
Just, I'll be just going right there.
What's her location?
We're in the vehicle at 4th and Ogden.
In Ogden, sir. We are with the vehicle. We still have 2 outstanding suspects. Start setting up perimeters.
And this is the suspects running from.
Okay, please remember, we want everybody out there to remember we're still looking for an outstanding suspect on this one. His name is Marquise Allen. His picture's to the left. He's a black male adult. He's 5'7", 189 pounds. If you have any information on his whereabouts, please contact Crime Stoppers at the number 702-385-5555. And I'll now open it up for any questions.
Can you talk about that natural instinct of officers, whether they're on duty or not, but to protect their community, as in what this officer did that day?
You hit the nail on the head right there. I mean, this officer was just going out to retrieve something from his vehicle. He saw something that didn't look right over his wall. He saw one of his neighbors that he recognized from the street. And you know, he tried to be a witness. He did not try to intervene immediately. He had gone out there to get cell phone video. And then once it escalated, obviously we were involved in the OIS, but you know, that's what officers do. I mean, whether they're on duty or they're off duty, they take protecting themselves, the community, and the entire, you know, county at a very high regard.
Additional questions?
Thank you.